Good day everyone, I'm your Mr. ATL and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're going to discuss salary, wage, income, benefit, gross, and net earnings. So at the end of the video lesson, you're expected to define salary, wage, income, benefits. Also, you're expected to compute gross and net earnings. So to start with, let us have a brief introduction. Compensation is an essential aspect of managing a business. It is a form of transaction where an employee receives a payment in exchange for his or her service to an employer. So, of course, compensation is very important to operate a business. So, kailangan natin ng mga employee na kung saan babayaran sila kapalit ng kanilang service doon sa employer. Compensation can be in a direct forms, for example, basic pay and incentive pay, or indirect forms, for example, vacation pay and health insurance. So, pwede siyang basic pay or incentive pay. Ito yung mga direct forms. So, dito nakapapaloob yung mga salaries and wages. And then, pwede rin siyang indirect forms, vacation pay, and health insurance. Ito naman yung mga benefits. There are varied ways of compensating for a service. One of these is by giving salaries and wages. So, let us differentiate these two. So, those who receive a salary as a form of compensation are the salary earners. On the other hand, those who receive wages are called wage earners. So, salary is a regular payment quoted either monthly or annually. Yung iba, by monthly or quincenas at katapusan. Wherein, wages naman, the wage is calculated based on the numbers of hours or days. So, sa mga wage earners naman, they are paid based on number of hours. So, sa salary, it is fixed and does not change regardless of the number of works an individual work for the company. Another, so dito sa salary, they do not have extra pay. Pero sa wage, with extra payment. So, syempre, may mga nag-overtime, meron yung overtime pay. Pero sa mga salary earners, kahit mag-overtime sila, there's no extra pay. Pero, sa wage earners, under sila ng no work, no pay policy. So, for example, merong suspension ng mga work. So, hindi sila bayad doon. Unlike dito sa mga salary earners, for example, holiday or merong suspension ng work, meron pa rin silang payment. Pero sa mga wage earners, kapag nag-work sila during holidays, Sundays, or evening, etc., meron silang extra payment para doon. Okay? So, example, under salary, a manager who receives 30,000 pesos every month. So, this is under salaries. Where a tutor who is paid 100 pesos per hour, ito yung under ng wages. So, if we will compute, let's say for example, 28 days in a month, so we will just divide 30,000 pesos yung kanyang monthly, divided by 28, that is 1,071 pesos and 43 centavos. That will be yung payment sa kanya per day. Okay? If there are 30 days naman in a month, 30,000 divided by 30, that is 1,000 pesos a day. Okay, so dito naman sa under ng wages, 40 hours ang work niya in a month. So, 150 pesos per hour multiplied by 40, that will be 6,000 pesos in a month. Kasi 40 hours siyang nag-work in a month. And then, kung 45 hours naman siya in a month, just multiply 150 pesos, that is the rate per hour, multiplied by 45 hours. So, that will be 6,750 pesos. So, let's proceed. Example number 1. A sales lady earned a salary of 11,520 pesos per month. If she works for 24 days in a month, how much is her daily and hourly wage? Okay, so let us have the solution. So we have to divide the 11,520 by 24 days. So we will get 480 pesos. Ito na yung kanyang daily wage. So we will be computing for the daily and hourly wage. To compute for hourly wage naman, from 480 pesos, we will divide it by 8. Okay? So 480 divided by 8, that will be 60 pesos. So maybe the sales lady worked 8 hours a day. Next, so again, that is her hourly wage. Number 2, Angie works at a department store where she earns an annual salary of 182 pesos. If Angie works 40 hours a week, how much is her hourly rate? Okay, so may given tayo rito na annual salary, meaning to say 182,000 pesos every year. So we will find hourly rate given ang 40 hours a week niya. So we will divide 182,000 pesos by 52 since there are 52 weeks in a year. So approximately 52 weeks. So dividing it, it will give us 3,500 pesos. So this is her weekly. So we need to find hourly rate. So to find hourly rate, the 3,500 pesos will be divided by 40 since she works 40 hours a week. So dividing it, that will be 87 pesos and 50 centavos. And that's the hourly rate of Angie. So let us now proceed to income and benefits. So income is the money earned by a person in a particular period. So pwede siyang salaries, pwede naman siyang wages. So some may earn it from doing a job and some by investing entities like businesses, stocks, or banks. So the source of income also differs depending on the nature of work of an individual. For instance, a farmer earns an income by offering goods such as crops, fruits, and vegetables. So the most common sources are salaries and wages. Okay, another way to compensate for a person's service is by giving them benefits. So it is not the same with the income because some benefits are intended for a specific purpose like clothing and medical health costs. And benefits is given on top of the basic salary or wage. It could be in the form of cash, for example, 13-month pay, food allowance, and clothing allowance. Pwede rin namang in kind. Example, yung Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and life insurance. So let us now proceed to the difference between gross earning and net earning. Gross earning is the total amount an employee receives before the deduction. So take note of that word, before the deduction. And then net earning, it refers to the amount an employee receives after the deduction. So, gross earning before the deduction, net earning after the deduction. So, gross earning includes the basic pay, OT pay or overtime pay, bonuses, commissions, etc. While in net earning, it is the remaining amount after subtracting all the voluntary and mandatory deductions. So, voluntary and mandatory deductions. So, for the voluntary deductions, examples of these are life insurance, loans, etc. But in mandatory deductions, these are income tax, the SSS or GSIS, the PhilHealth, and others. So, we have the formula to compute for the gross earning. We will just add the net earning and the total deductions. The formula to find the net earning, we are going to subtract the gross earning and the total deductions. So let's have an example. How much is the monthly gross income if the annual gross income is 300,000 pesos? So there is a given annual gross income and we will solve for the monthly gross income. Okay, so we will just divide the 300,000 pesos by 12 since there are 12 months in a year. So that will be 25,000 pesos. So again, the 25,000 pesos is the monthly gross income. Example number 4. A salesperson gets a basic pay of 20,000 pesos a month, a food and transportation allowance of 1,500 pesos a month, and a commission of 3% of all his sales in a month. How much is his gross income if he was able to sell 120,000 pesos in a month? Okay, so to answer this, let us have a table where for the first column, these are the basic pay, next is the transportation and food allowance, and the commission. So for the basic pay, that is 20,000 pesos. For the food and transportation allowance, that is 1,500 pesos a month. Next is the commission of 3% and the sales is 120,000 pesos. So we will get the 3% of that, and that is 3,600 pesos. So we will add all of this to find the gross pay or the gross income. So the total of this is 25,100 pesos. Therefore, his gross income is 25,100 pesos. Example number 5. Suppose that the monthly gross income of an employee is 20,000 pesos and she has to pay annually 3,600 for PhilHealth, 1,200 for Pag-ibig, and 9,600 for SSS. Compute for her monthly deductions and net income. So, to find the net income, we have to subtract the gross earning and the deductions. The gross earning given there, that it is 20,000 pesos. That is her gross income. And for the deductions, we need to compute all of her deductions. So this is the table for the PhilHealth. Since she has to pay 3,600 pesos for PhilHealth annually. So we have to divide it by 12 to find the deduction for PhilHealth every month. So 3,600 divided by 12, she has to pay 300 pesos a month for PhilHealth. Next is the Pag-ibig, 1,200 per year, so divided by 12, so that will be 100 pesos a month. And for SSS, 9,600 every year, dividing it by 12, we will get 800 pesos a month. So all in all, the total deduction is 1,200 pesos. And we can now substitute it to the formula. So that will be 20,000 pesos minus 1,200 pesos. And the net earning will be 18,800 pesos. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoy learning about the salary, wages, income, benefits, gross, and net earning. And before I end up my video, I would like to give my special thanks to Mr. Eldren Delican, and I hope you learned something. Goodbye!